making pork chops tonight. It's a recipe I came up with 19 years ago, and it uses dry onion soup mix. Well, I also make my own dry onion soup mix, and I have some, but I thought while I'm doing the recipe, it might be a good time to share this recipe. So I just keep it in a little mason jar, and it's 2 tablespoons for 1 cup of water. It's so easy to make, and I'm going to show you some. Okay, you see this? I don't know if you ever shop on Walmart, online pickup. If they don't have something, they will substitute. I ordered a size of this. They come bringing this out to me. I got enough onions to last till Armageddon. So let's just mix this up. So it is 3/4 of a cup of the dry onions. We got 4 teaspoons of onion powder, and in case you're wondering what I have this onion powder in, it is, now I have a little thing on top, but there. This is a Splenda Naturals container. My husband went through a phase where that's the only sweetener he would use, and that stuff is almost $6 for this, okay? So one day I made his tea with just plain old stevia that you get from Aldi's, and he liked it. So he's never gone back, and he's saving a ton of money. But the thrifty girl in me couldn't bear to throw these away. I've got a closet full. So I put some of my most used spices, so I can get like 2 of the little things in it. And I have some of those in my cabinet, and they stack very nicely. So I like to repurpose things. I get that from my mama. So let's go. We got a 1/3 cup of just beef bouillon powder. And yes, it is full of sodium, but guess what? So is your soup mix. We got a 1/4 teaspoon of celery seed, and then just a 1/4 teaspoon of sugar. I got celery seeds all over my counter. Just put that in your jar and just shake it till you can't shake no more. Get it mixed up, and then you're ready to go. So I'm going to get this cleaned up and come back and cook some pork chops for you. Okay, now we're going to make the pork chops, and this is probably one of the easiest pork chop recipes you'll ever make. And if you will notice, the plastic glove, raw meat grosses me out, and if I don't have to touch it, I ain't touching it. So there you go. Dollar store, 100 of them for $1. Last you forever. Okay, these 3 pork chops right here are right at 5 ounces. This one is 6. I'm gonna let my husband have that. This, in my fancy bottle, is Paula Deen's house seasoning. I have a cabinet full of seasoning blends, because every time I see one, I think, well, maybe that's the one. That's going to be, you know, the special one. But I use this on more stuff than anything else. I mix it up by the jar. I don't know, I think maybe her website has the recipe, and it's optional with onion salt, but I use the onion powder. I use that because, would you hold on? I got to get my husband up from work. For work, hold on. That's Alexa. I'll be right back. Okay. Depending on where I cut this, that was Alexa. I have it set to wake my husband up, so it was time to get him up for work. That's why I got to get these chops going. I got some other stuff I got to do. Anyway, I've already preheated my hand, and I got my pan, and I got busy, so it's kind of hot. I'm letting it sit back there just a second. But a tip that I learned, I don't know if y'all are old enough to remember the Frugal Gourmet, Jeff something. He later got busted for something, I can't remember what, but back in the day, we didn't have cable. We had an antenna, so you got like 3 or 4 channels. Well, he come on PBS, and I used to just love the PBS cooking shows. Food Network, wasn't even heard of. Anyway, his saying is, hot pan, cold oil, foods won't stick. And I have never forgotten that. Now, it's not really on your non-stick pans, but especially on cast iron, always heat it first and then put your oil in it, and your stuff won't stick. If it does stick, you don't turn it. Give it time to release itself, and then it will not stick. But it's kind of a good rule of thumb. If you do that for everything, then come time to cook in your cast iron, you'll remember to do it. So let me pull this back over here. Now I've got 10 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. We may or may not use it all. Probably not, but I didn't want to go back over there and get more. So we can kind of calculate when we put it in the recipe builder, whatever's left, we can see how many teaspoons it is and just, you know, take that off the recipe. So we're just gonna take our handy dandy, and you know what? Cold oil don't work if you don't put it in there, does it? What I use, I like this avocado oil from Aldi's, and I'm gonna tell you a little something about me. I don't count it. It is too healthy to ignore. There's too much of a health benefit for it not to be included in the plan. That's my theory. So there's not enough in this pan to matter. I did Simply Feeling when I first started Weight Watchers because it was still programmed, you know. Part of that program was you could have, I can't remember, maybe 2 teaspoons of healthy fat a day. So I just carried that with me when I come over to freestyle. I don't see the purpose in ignoring something that healthy just for the sake of some points. So that's where I stand on that. I don't count avocado either. There's a couple things I don't count. Anyway, here is, if we want to get my nasty plate back up here, let's just kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, let's just say 7. So 3 teaspoons of flour. I don't even know if that has points. 6 teaspoons I put in the recipe builder has 1 point. So 3 teaspoons might not even have any points. Your pork chops, on iTrack Bites, mine says a lean trimmed pork chop. I consider this trimmed because when I get it out the pan, I'm going to trim it. And it's a loin chop, so it's very lean. It has 1 point for 3 ounces. So whatever pork you use, you be sure and calculate your points. So this is one of those recipes that can like go anywhere. So we're going to brown both sides. Okay, these are browned enough. I'm going to drag you over here. Hold on. Come on with me. Okay. I put a toothpick in the big one, so I know that's my husband's. Because if I start stirring around here, I'm not going to be able to eyeball it. Just trust me. Now, just take your prepared onion soup mix, pour it over the top, put the lid on, turn the heat down, and just let it simmer until the chops are done. Okay, I don't know if you can hear me over this pork chops. Now, it was not thickening on its own, but you see how I cranked it up and let it come to a boil, and how it thickened up enough. That's enough to put over a little bit of rice. So yeah, that's all there is to it. If you try them, let me know if you like them. And that's all. Okay, bye.